Hello and welcome back to another Reddit reaction video. Today we're going to be looking at r/AITA. Let's get into it. The title says, AITA for considering giving my daughter's grandparents full custody after her mom died during childbirth. I, male 26, my girlfriend died from complications during childbirth, leaving me to raise our daughter alone. That's not something I expected or prepared for, but it's the situation I'm in. In the first few weeks, I handled what needed to be handled. I made medical decisions, took care of the funeral, and made sure my daughter was safe. Pretty quickly, though, I realized that trying to do everything on my own while grieving wasn't sustainable. I wasn't sleeping, my head wasn't clear, and I wasn't going to pretend that pushing through automatically made me a better father. My girlfriend's parents stepped in and offered to care for my daughter temporarily. They're stable, experienced, and deeply invested in her. She's been with them for a while now, and she's thriving. I'm still involved, I visit regularly, contribute financially, and have a say in decisions, but the day-to-day responsibility isn't on me right now. The longer this goes on, the more I've had to be honest with myself. I love my daughter, but I'm not sure I'm in the best position to be a full-time single parent, at least not anytime soon. Her grandparents can give her consistency, a built-in support system, and a calm home that I can't fully offer right now. I've started thinking about whether giving them full custody might actually be the most responsible long-term decision, with me remaining actively involved in her life. This wouldn't be about disappearing, it would be a legal arrangement to give her stability, while I continue to be present and supportive. Some people say even considering this makes me a bad father, that a real dad would never think about giving up custody. Others say it's better to choose what's best for the child instead of holding on to a role I'm not ready to fill just to satisfy expectations. I'm not running from responsibility. I'm trying to make a clear-headed decision about my daughter's future, not my pride. Am I the a-hole? Okay, so OP is a new dad. His girlfriend died from complications during birth, so he's considering giving full custody to the maternal grandparents because they're stable, experienced, and able to provide consistency that he worries he can't give the baby right now. From what it looks like to me, it looks like he still loves his daughter and he wants to be part of her life, but he's honestly questioning whether that legal step might give her the best chance of stability in the long run, just because he doesn't feel like he's ready to be a father and it's not what he expected. Now, I understand OP's point of view because a lot of times, especially with mothers, it's a lot easier for them to adjust and step up when it comes to the care of a newborn baby. Like, yes, dads are capable, but I think because this is his first kid, it might be a little challenging for him. First off, I want to say how much empathy I have for this dad. Losing a partner in childbirth is heartbreaking. And then having to navigate life as a single parent while grieving, that's an almost unimaginable burden. But what he's doing, like what he's considering, isn't about giving up. It's about thinking deeply and honestly about what's best for his child and his child's future. And I actually think that's admirable of him, rather than, trying to handle everything on his own and failing miserably at it. Like, at least he's thinking about his child. Let's see what the comments say, because I'm curious to see if the maternal grandparents have even, offered to take full custody of the baby. Let's take a look if he said anything in the comments. So somebody asked, have they even asked to keep the child permanently? This may not be what they're capable of doing. They may not want to do it and will feel guilted into it, which will lead to resentment of the child. You are not the a-hole for wanting what is best for your child, but understand this is not something you can just undo later without harm to the child. You deciding in 5 to 10 years you're ready to be a dad and trying to take her back will be extremely damaging and selfish. Talk to a therapist, talk to the grandparents. You need to make sure the decision is what everyone wants and what's best for the child. And they said, I'm sorry for your loss, not the a-hole. So we have people agreeing with this comment. So OP responded, we spoke about it a few times. They said they'll happily keep her temporarily or permanently. I guess the only problem is I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. And then somebody responded, then don't do anything right now. If she's thriving and would be, whether it's permanent or temporary, leave it temporary on a legal level until you know for sure. This is something you can take as long as you need, even if it takes a decade. However, I do agree with the comments, though, that he should take his time thinking about it if he's still unsure. As long as the baby is doing fine right now with the grandparents, even if it's temporarily, and they don't mind keeping her like however long it's going to take, I think he should just sleep on it and then. So he clearly still visits her, contributes financially, and wants to be part of her life. The custody question is a tool, not a rejection. He's not saying I don't love her. He's saying I want her to have every opportunity possible. That's pretty powerful, in my opinion. To anyone facing something similar, there's no single right way to cope with loss or figure out what's best supports the child, but love and thoughtful decision making always matters. And this dad is doing both. Let's give credit where it's due. He's not simply reacting, he's reflecting on how his decisions will impact his daughter's future. I think that's a logical way to think. I think what the dad's doing here is being selfless, and he's actually being a good dad by thinking about his daughter's future and potentially if they can give her a better life than he can. You know, sometimes when it comes to guys, they need that support from the mother, right? The mother in this case is deceased. He might not have that confidence in himself that he can do it on his own, and that's totally okay as long as he has a support system. But I think the maternal grandparents are a good support system, and I think that's pretty awesome. And yeah, OP, you're not the a-hole. You're actually very smart, very humble to be able to put your daughter first in the way that you are in this post because you're thinking about her future. Do what's best for you and for your child. And if you think that her grandparents can provide her a better life than you can, and you're still going to be there in her life and to support her financially and be her father, I don't see the problem with it. And don't forget to drop a like if you like this video and hit subscribe for more. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.